Hello, friends. You are watching the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey. Many of you have asked, who could the Cowboys trade for? So I put together a little list. I've got 11 players, 5 I like as targets, 5 I feel the need to mention, and 1 that I hate, but I know you guys are going to ask about. We begin with the super obvious name. That is Jamal Adams, because just like Earl Thomas, this one is not going to go away anytime soon. As you all know, the Jets explored a trade at the deadline. The Cowboys had interest, but they could not agree on a price tag. And Jamal Adams was big mad that the Jets had the gall to shop him. Now, New York can make this go away in a heartbeat. All they got to do is simply go, hey, Jamal Adams, we love you. We know you're the best young safety in the NFL. Here is all of the money. There you go. That's all you got to do. And Adams is great. I would love to get him on this team. He is a true strong safety. Plays in the box. Makes tackles behind line of scrimmage. Not really a true rangy free safety, but a damn good strong safety. And that's what the Cowboys could use. You have Xavier Woods. Adams comes in, becomes safety number 1. Plays more in the box. You have Jeff Heath, Kevon Frazier Thompson. They're all free agents. Donovan Wilson can't get on the field, at least for now. So it'd be a great fit. The question becomes not about interest, but what is the cost? Now, this was the Jets' request for Jamal Adams, a first and 2 seconds. Now, there was a report that came out that the Jets wanted Tyron Smith. The timing of that report makes me believe it wasn't actually true, and the Jets leaked it to try and say, hey, Jamal Adams, we love you there. Now, the Cowboys offered a first and Anthony Brown, so a first and, we'll say, a mid to late round pick in reality. The Jets, of course, said no to that one. So here's my hybrid proposal. I take away this year's second-round pick for the Jets, and I keep the other future second. So a first, a second next year, which in reality is valued as a third-round pick. This allows me to keep my second-round pick. Yes, I lose a second next year, but I have a little better balance in terms of my drafts. So I think that might be enough for the Jets to say yes, but I also don't know if they're going to make up with him. So what would you guys offer to get Jamal Adams? Let me know in the comments section. Try and make it good. If you're going to go low, that's fine. It's what you would offer, not what you think the Jets would actually be willing to accept. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I'm going to make this the pinned comment on the video. So if you're watching on YouTube, you might get an ad break here. If you do, scroll on down to the pinned comment and cast your trade proposals right there. Let's move to offense here. Let's talk about David Njoku. He did fall out of favor with the old Browns coaching staff. I don't know if he always ran the wrong routes or with the coaching staff, whatever it was. Njoku was a healthy scratch late in the season. Now he has 2 years left on his deal with a 5th-year team option worth about $6 million. That could rise or fall, but probably going to be around $6 million. The stats of 2019 were not good, but the stats before that showed a player who was on the verge of breaking out. 4 touchdowns in 2018-2017, more work in 2018. 2019 was supposed to be the big breakout year, but he got hurt, being along with the staff was a big problem. Njoku, more of the freak athletic move tight end. Maybe he can come to Dallas now. You have Jason Witten, but he's a free agent. Blake Jarwin, I'm not convinced is the true long-term guy, but you can give him a shot if you want. Dalton Schultz, meanwhile, probably going to be more of a backup type tight end. So finding the proper value is tough. So the deal I put together, and I don't know if the Browns would say yes. I would, if I have to guess, would probably say no. How about a 4th-round pick for David Njoku? I would have felt better about this going down if the previous regime was still there. The coaching staff seemed to not like him. But a change of scenery could be great for Njoku. And he certainly brings more ability than Blake Jarwin. Still not an elite blocker, but he gives you more in that area than I think Jarwin even does. So who says no to this trade? Let me know in the comments. B for the Browns, C for the Cowboys. You can cast your votes on all these trades that I put together. All right, O.J. Howard is next up here. I would do so many things to get him on my team. I would love this. O.J. Howard is a perfect tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. A great blocker, able to get open, just wasn't used by the Bucs. For whatever reason, Bruce Arians and Jameis Winston just didn't use him this year. Now, the Bucs turned down offers at the trade deadline. I would also explore a Cameron Brate trade, by the way, as well. He basically had the same year he had in 2018, except he was not targeted as far downfield and had fewer touchdowns, so I guess the catches were the same. The breakout year for O.J. Howard has not come, but he's really good. I think we know that about him. That's why the Bucs said no to offers. So my offer here for O.J. Howard, a second-round pick. I will not move my first-rounder, even for a player who's only going to cost about $2 million this year, then a fifth-year option of about $6 million. I'm keeping my first-round pick. I'm not going to use it on a tight end. On O.J. Howard, I should say. But if I can get him for a second, even if I have to pay him in a year and a half, that is worthwhile to me. I don't know if the Bucs quite feel the same way. So which tight end would you guys rather have? Type N for Njoku or H for O.J. Howard. You can factor in the value of a trade if you want. I am still going to take O.J. Howard. He's a better blocker. I like him better in that area. Maybe not the same move tight end that Njoku is, but Howard's a great athlete too. So I'm going to type in my H's, and so far the votes I see coming in lean a little bit more on the H side. So keep those coming in, and while you're voting, make sure you subscribe. You've already hit that big red button and are a Cowboys Report subscriber. If you love the Cowboys, you got to join the #1 Cowboys YouTube channel. We got the most views, we got the most followers, we do the best live videos as well. Hit that big red button. Don't miss out on anything here on the Cowboys Report. A name we have mentioned before, Josh Jackson. He struggled this year for the Green Bay Packers. I don't know if he was a great scheme fit. Mike Pettin wants a lot more man. Jackson's a zone corner, not a great speedster, but he was a playmaker at Iowa. A lot of us complain about Byron Jones not making any interceptions. Well, Jackson has none in his NFL career, but he had 7 his final year at Iowa. That's pretty damn impressive. 10 pass breakups in limited time in 2018. 2019 was a bad year for Jackson. Didn't play that well, was out of position at times, was also bounced around from safety and cornerback, and he never really fit in. And I think that was a problem for Jackson. A change of scenery would do good for him. I think that'd be key. And, of course, there is the Mike McCarthy connection. If McCarthy likes Jackson, maybe that helps a trade go down. Now, the Cowboys have to find cornerback help. If you lose Byron Jones, you are in trouble. Now, hopefully, a scheme change on defense will help Awuzie, will help Byron Jones make more plays on the football. I would think that'd be the same case for Josh Jackson. So, Jordan Lewis, he's a great nickel guy. I would gamble on Josh Jackson. We'll get to my trade idea here in just a second, but first, I'm helping you guys out. Do not get caught flat-footed like some corners on the Cowboys did this year, and not have a Valentine's Day already picked out for your wife, your girlfriend, or your mother, or some combination there. Head over to chatsports.com/flowers. That's chatsports.com/flowers. That link will save you 15% off all flowers and gifts from Pro Flowers this Valentine's Day. Heck, pro tip, get the cookie packages because A, they're delicious. Who doesn't love cookies? And B, you get to have some for yourself as well if it's for your wife or your girlfriend. It's chatsports.com/flowers. So do it today. Do it right now so you don't have to avoid it. You don't have to wait till the last second this Valentine's Day. So my trade proposal here for Josh Jackson. I kind of went back and forth on this one. I like him as a player. Second-round pick, I was pretty high on him coming out of Iowa. I went with a 2021 fourth-round pick that was a conditional pick. So if he plays great, it could be a fourth, maybe even higher. If he doesn't, you can knock it down to a fifth. That way, Packers get something more than they get if they cut him or let him lead later on in free agency down the road. Cowboys get a high upside flyer there. I would think Green Bay would want more, so just wants to hold on to him, but maybe make them think about it just enough you can get a real deal going. All right, Carl Lawson is next up here. He was mentioned by other Cowboys devoted sites, and I love the idea because I was a big fan of Carl Lawson coming out of Auburn, was great his first year, has battled injuries the past 2 seasons, in the last year of his deal. That's often a target option right there. The problem is, I don't know if the Bengals would want to give him up. Like, they need pass rush help. Lawson had 5 sacks in 12 games. He was hurt for most 2018, really banged up. Great rookie season. 8.5 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. Like, that's valuable. So I don't know if the Bengals would be willing to move on from Carl Lawson so quickly, although there is other depth they have at defensive end. And Lawson could come in, and maybe he's not a true every down pass rusher, but what if you did this? What if you restructured Tyrone Crawford, got him down like $4 million a year, made him your base defensive end, quote unquote, then on passing downs, if you aren't able to retain Quinn, kick Crawford inside, and then put Carl Lawson on the edge. That's an idea I really like for the Dallas Cowboys. I had to include this one. I had to do it. There's no way I couldn't do it because I've seen your comments, guys. Odell Beckham. By the way, his old and longtime receivers coach is now the Cowboys wide receivers coach. The problem with trading for Odell Beckham is it is very tough to pay both Amari Cooper and Odell Beckham. I don't know how you can pay Cooper, let's just say $16 million on the lower end, and pay Odell Beckham the $14 and then $15 million per year he's due over the course of his current contract. And Michael Gallup, you're saying goodbye to Gallup long term then, because you're not going to be able to re-sign all of those guys. You'd be fine for the next couple of years, but paying $30 million per year to your top 2 receivers, not really the route I want to go. I'd want to spend elsewhere. That's my mindset. So if you lose Cooper, I'm down to revisit this. But do you want Odell Beckham on the Cowboys? Type OBJ for yes or no BJ for no. Get it? I think it's pretty funny. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I don't really want another drama queen receiver on this team right now. I like the, if maybe a bit mopey, but focused mindsets at times of Amari Cooper, and Gallup and Cobb are certainly not divas. So I see lots of no BJs coming in, and I certainly agree with that one. Cornerback now. Again, bigger name, more of a long shot. That's kind of the theme right here, these next couple guys. That's Darius Slay. Last year of his deal, he was not happy Detroit dealt away one of his good friends, Quandre Diggs, which the Cowboys have traded for Diggs, by the way. 1 year left on his deal at $10.5 million per year. I am very intrigued by this idea, especially if I lose Byron Jones. Yes, you only have Darius Slay for 1 guaranteed year, but he's a really good corner. Now, you're not going to get 2017 Slay. I would not assume on that. But if I can get, even if he is aging, recent Darius Slay, well, that puts me in position where I have an actual number 1 cornerback. So my trade offer, and it might not be enough, but I don't want to go above it necessarily. A 3rd round pick, which is better than Detroit would get if and when Slay leaves in free agency via the comp pick process. I'll throw in a 5th pick. Oh, I forgot to mention, by the way. I forgot to mention this earlier. All trades that I have here come with a free Tristan Hill. Buy a trade, you get Tristan Hill for free as a throw-in. Just including that here as an option. If that's a sweetener, go do it. Another corner here is Patrick Peterson. I think he is less likely than Darius Slay, but I think he's better than Darius Slay. That's why he's less likely. Big name target. Arizona's not dumb. They want to keep him on the team. Like, that Lions, meanwhile, they're kind of in a weird spot here in terms of whether they're rebuilding or not. We'll see. 1 year left on his deal as well. Would probably be more expensive than Darius Slay, but man, he'd be a pretty great addition, wouldn't he? Like, he'd come in, oh, boom, number 1 corner just like that. Slay makes a little bit more sense. So who is your dream trade? Sorry, we're going through some of the bigger names right now. We went through some of the more realistic names. Who's your dream trade target? I'll do this for you guys, just to be nice, and I'll remember it when I reply to comments. It doesn't even have to be realistic. Just dream target, pick whoever you want, and I already regret that decision based on the comments coming in. All right, next up, another tight end is Hayden Hearst, the Ravens guy. 2 years left in the cheap, plus a 5th-year team option that shouldn't be that expensive. I didn't like this pick by Baltimore because I didn't like Hayden Hearst that much coming out. He'd be a decent option for the Cowboys if you can get him for a mid to late round pick. But he is not as good as Mark Andrews or Nick Boyle. It's not really intriguing to me. He was overdrafted. He should not have been a first-round pick. But if he comes cheap, yes, I absolutely call the Ravens at that point. We got some MVP odds here, by the way, for Super Bowl 54. Patrick Mahomes, who I saw as a dream target there for several people, which makes sense. He's the betting favorite, minus 105. Jimmy Garoppolo, a big drop-off to the second favorite at plus 280. You can bet on this and all kinds of prop bets over on BetDSI. It's chatsports.com/bet. The promo code is Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. Chatsports.com/bet. The promo code one more time, Cowboys120. All right, another couple trade targets here. Solomon Thomas, who I liked more last year, but this year is dicey for me because he costs $4.3 million, and it's only going to be for 1 year because you're not picking up his $13+ million fifth-year option. That's silly. So I liked Thomas a lot coming out of Stanford, but for the actual money cost, I'm not paying him 4.3. That's not a route I want to go if I'm the Dallas Cowboys. Finally, the one I hate, Rashad Jones. We've had this trade rumor out there for over a year because the Dolphins don't want him anymore. The Cowboys were not willing to pay Earl Thomas $11 million per year. They weren't going to go that high. So why on earth would I pay Rashad Jones $11.5 and then $10.5 next year and then $12 in 2020? I'm not paying that for a safety who isn't that good anymore. Now, if Rashad Jones gets cut, I have interest. At his current price tag, I have zero desire to go out and try and sign a safety who has not been as good as he was when he signed that deal, hasn't fit in Miami, has been banged up, and who the Dolphins, are trying to trade already, but no one wants him because of his salary. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.